Hello, my name is Alex. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over how I built a budget-optimized competitive esport title gaming PC using an older generation video card paired with a more modern CPU like the i5-10400. For benchmarks, we're only going to be testing and focusing here on Fortnite Chapter 2. We're going to be testing it on low settings, 100% res scaling there at 1920 by 1080p. Now, going a little bit more in depth with the specs. For esport title games, we wanted a CPU that had great single-core performance as well as decent multi-core performance. The single-core performance is important for hitting that really high frame rate, and the multi-core performance is important to be able to sustain that frame rate as well when you are in these endgame scenarios in Fortnite. You need that multi-core performance so that you don't run into stutter or freezes. So that's why I went with the i5-10400. It's a great budget 6-core 12-thread CPU that covers all those bases very well. For memory, I went for 16 gigabytes. I think that's the bare minimum you should be getting here at the end of 2020. The motherboard, again, nothing too special. I went with the most budget LGA 1200 motherboard, and because the CPU has a locked multiplier, basically you can't overclock it, you don't need any fancy VRM cooling. The cheapest motherboard will do. The video card that I chose to go with here was the GTX 780 Ti, and yes, by modern day standards, this is a very old video card, but because we are playing these esports style games on low to competitive settings, the GTX 780 Ti was easily able to handle 144 to 200 FPS when paired with this i5-10400 CPU. Some other used GPUs that'll perform similarly in Fortnite or esports style games are the GTX 970, the GTX 1060 3GB or 6GB version, as well as the RX 570 and RX 470, which you can keep an eye out for on the used market. As well, if you are looking for new, you can keep an eye out on the GTX 1650 or 1650 Super. Now, I don't necessarily recommend, if you've got the money to spend, don't buy one of these used GPUs. Just buy a brand new, something like a GTX 1660 Super, and you'll be able to play AAA and esports style games. But if you're on a tight budget and you want to maximize your FPS per dollar, then this is a route you can consider, where you get a really nice solid modern CPU, 6 cores, 12 threads, something like the i5-10400, as well the Ryzen 5 3600 is also really worth considering there, because when you have a solid CPU like that, you do have that upgrade option where you can easily take out your super cheap budget video card. In my case, I can take out my 780 Ti and easily upgrade that to a GTX 1660 Super, or even all the way up to like a GTX 1080 or RTX 2070 along those lines. So the system's great as a budget base for just esports style games, but it also has a phenomenal upgrade path where you can easily upgrade to a much higher end video card. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up my video here. I hope you guys learned something, and basically, if there's one thing you take away again as a summary, is that esports style games really depend on the CPU, and that's why, again, the two CPUs I would highly recommend, i5-10400 or the Ryzen 5 3600, and then you pair a decent video card. A decent video card is anything the GTX 780 Ti or above in performance, and you can expect phenomenal performance in Fortnite or esports style games. And if you did get some value from this video, yes, you can leave a like on it, and if you disagree with my thinking, you can let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, hopefully you guys got something from this, and if you did, you can always consider subscribing for more content like this. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Take care.